Welcome once again to Stuff and Things, where I like to talk about stuff. And occasionally even things. I'm your good friend Bradley, and today is a pleasant Sunday Stuff and Things. I'm sick. I seem to get sick almost every holiday season. I don't know why. I've got a horrible headache right now. My sinuses are there's just this pressure. It feels like my head is going to explode in a very, very violent eruption. It's annoying. I don't know why this happens every year, but it does seem to happen every year. It's just part of the holidays. Obviously, I've been very busy. I'm sure many of you have been very busy as well, but we're gonna get through this pleasant Sunday Stuff and Things. It's the after holiday funk. It's the after holiday coma that a lot of us seem to fall into between Christmas and New Year's. It's not even New Year's yet. The holidays aren't even over. But I'm kind of dead. But we do have things to talk about in spite of all that. We are going to get through a reading of Peter Straub's The Throat, of course. We're going to talk about the holidays a little bit, some of the things that I've been up to. I'd like to hear what you've been up to as well. We have to talk about the Seahawks. As much as it pains me to do so, we do have to talk about them. I got a couple packages, some little bonus holiday gifts from some viewers out there. I am also going to talk about a video that I'm going to be posting this week as well. Something a little different for the channel, but I thought would be pretty interesting. And then we have to talk about a show that I watched recently. We don't do that as often as we used to. We used to talk about things on Netflix and stuff, recommendations, things for you to check out, but we're going to do that as well. And then we're going to get to your question. I know it's the holidays. I know many of you are very busy with family and friends, but I only got one question this year for hashtag askstuffandthings, not this year, this week. So hopefully you guys will have some more questions out there because I love hearing from you and I love answering your questions. But let's get to the first part of this show. As I mentioned, we're going to be reading from Peter Straub's The Throat. And Peter, by the way, who is a great guy, he's a Patreon subscriber. He's in the Maniac tier, which means that I have a conversation with him every couple months on Skype. And recently we talked and it was really great. And then I didn't hear from him for a little while. And I guess he has not been feeling well. And I don't want to, put his business out there for everybody. But I don't know, if you see him comment on a video or something, just wish him well, because I think he could use a little encouragement. He's been feeling under the weather, and I hope you're feeling a lot better now, Peter. But let's get into The Throat. We are here. I'm going to try to read. I can't breathe right now, so we'll see what happens here. Finally, I got up, like in a kind of daze, Ratman said. I still couldn't hear hardly nothing. This guy is standing in front of me, and I see he's totally crazy, but not like we go crazy. This mother's crazy in some absolutely new kind of way. I'm still so effed up I can't tell what's so different about him, but he's got these eyes, which they are not human eyes. He paused, remembering. Everybody else in my platoon is sort of standing around watching. There's the little yard mascot in these real loose fatigues. And there's this big guy in front of me on the trail with the sun behind his head. I mean, this dude is in command. He is the show. Even the lieutenant, who is a effing ramrod, is just standing there. Well, I think. He just saw this guy raise me from the dead. What else is he going to do? The big guy is still checking me out. He's scoping me. He's got these eyes, like some animal in a pit that just killed all the animals that were down there with him. He looked like Atticus, said DeMaestro. Damn straight he did, Atticus said. I'm a warrior. I ain't like you losers. I'm an effing god of war. And then I see that what's really funny about this guy, said Ratman. He's got this open khaki shirt and tan pants, and there's a little black briefcase on the ground next to him. Uh-oh, said DeMaestro. Plus which, there's scars all over his chest. Punji stick scars. The bastard fell on punji sticks and he lived. Him, said DeMaestro. Yeah, him. Bachelor. All right, introduced to a new character, Bachelor, eh? We will see where that goes. Oh my God, in the next installment of Peter Straub's The Throat. I'm sorry, I will try not to complain as much as possible. One thing that having a steady girlfriend or fiance is now in my case, it has made me complain more about being sick. Because when you're single, there's no one to complain to, really. You just you put up with it, you do your thing. And I'm still going to work and everything. But she is solicitous of my health. And so I feel compelled to like tell her how I feel. And so I end up complaining more about being sick, which is not an attractive quality. And I'm going to try to stop that. All right. The holidays. We mentioned the holidays. Before we actually get into the holidays, though, I've been sort of kind of enjoying, because I can't really taste anything or really breathe, a little bit of Dunhill, the old Dunhill London mixture. I reviewed or I revisited standard mixture recently when Peterson has put out the formerly Dunhill blends. They haven't done them all. They haven't done London mixture, for instance, but standard mixture is just a really great basic English mix. And it made me kind of want some London mixture, and I remembered that I had a tin put away. And so I've been trying this out. It's nice. I haven't had it in a while. It's just a nice kind of, I wouldn't call it mellow, but just medium-bodied English blend, and it has this nice little oriental kick to it. Quite good. If you can get your hands on a tin, hopefully the Peterson version will come out soon as well. I'm assuming that they just had sort of their initial launch with the most popular blends, and then they're going to start releasing some other ones as well. Hopefully. The London mixture, quite good. All right, the holidays. So hopefully you've all had wonderful holidays. Got ash everywhere here. Fix that. I've been very busy, obviously, with friends and family. Not only is my little brother, his wife, and their new daughter visiting right now, and it's been great to see them, but then also my fiance has her mother and little brother visiting. And so, you know, I've been working. I had to work the day after Christmas, and I've been working this week, and then spending time with them, balancing all that. I haven't been able to see my brother and his wife as much as I would like. Saw them on Christmas, obviously, but hopefully I'll have some more time to spend with them. But generally a really good experience. Good holidays. It's weird how when you live in the same place with most of your family, you almost end up seeing them less, or you don't make as much of an effort to see them as you would perhaps if it required an effort to see them. And so it's nice when the holidays come around to be reminded of the fact that, yes, I love these people and I like spending time with them. So that's always nice. And it's been interesting, like seeing my fiance's family and everything, spending more time, meeting her brother for the first time. That's been really cool. And then just spending more time with them than I had in the past. And it's going well. And that's always important when you are betrothed to somebody. It's good if you get along with their family. So I'd like to know how all of your holidays went as well. Leave that in the comments below. I am sorry. I cannot really think straight right now. My head is, it's exploding. I said I wasn't going to complain. Next, we have to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, but we have to talk about it. The Seahawks last week had one of the worst games I can ever remember them having in recent memory. They lost to the Cardinals, who were, 4-9 or something? They're not a good team. They always do play the Seahawks pretty tough, but they killed them. Not only did they lose in a horrible, embarrassing fashion, they lost every single running back they had. So earlier in the season, Rashad Penny, who was, I think, the second string, got injured, so he was out. We still had Chris Carson, our first string, and then we also had CJ Prosise. They were both injured in the game, and Carson has been doing great, has over 1,000 yards this season, I think. He broke his hip, I believe, and then Prosise, I can't even remember what injury Prosise had. They're both out for the year. We had to run our fourth string running back, Homer, who seems okay, but he's not huge. I think he's like 200 pounds. He's not really that kind of run over you sort of back that I think our offense needs. And we lost several people from the offensive line. We had several major defensive pieces out. Just injuries stack up at the end of the season, but the Seahawks have been especially hit really, really hard. And it has put a huge damper on the idea of them going anywhere in the playoffs, because they are in the playoffs. They've already clinched a playoff spot, but no running back. And we'll get to what they may be doing with running back in a minute here. Huge defensive pieces missing. The offensive line is in tatters right now. It's not looking good. They're playing San Francisco today. As you watch this, they're playing on Sunday Night Football. And I just, short of a miracle, I don't see them beating San Francisco. And even if they beat San Francisco and end up winning the NFC West, they're not guaranteed a bye, I don't think, because it depends on New Orleans and Green Bay and some other things happening. So it kind of sucks. And the funny thing is that they have decided to bring in Marshawn Lynch and Paul Turbin. Is it Paul Turbin? I can't even remember. It's Turbin, who used to run for the Seahawks as well. Wasn't great, wasn't on a roster, but they have signed him. Marshawn Lynch, who has been retired twice now, played for Oakland for a year and a half after he left the Seahawks. He got injured. I think he injured his groin. He's what, 33 or something? Or 30? I can't remember exactly. He's in his 30s. I don't know that he's got a whole lot left in the tank. A lot of people are really excited. It's like, oh, it's beast mode. Beast mode's back. But I don't know. I can't see, but it would be great if there were some amazing fairy tale scenario where Marshawn Lynch came back and ran for like 140 yards and the Seahawks managed to beat San Francisco. But I don't know. It's not looking good. The injuries have just stacked up so badly that I just don't know if they have much hope. But by the time you watch this, I guess it'll still be about an hour from kickoff, and I will be watching. I will probably be depressed. If things go very, very poorly, sometimes it's hard for me to even finish watching the game, but we'll see. I mean, they're still in the playoffs. I guess anything could happen. Next, I had a couple packages in my P.O. box, and I would like to show them to you here. The first one, well, let me see. This was from Ken, and he included some interesting blends in here. I don't think there was a note with this one, was there? I had some email correspondence, and then there was like a long lull, and then he wrote me back saying, oh, the package is on the way, and I couldn't even remember what the package was supposed to be. There's a train, we're going to ignore it. It doesn't matter. But we have this Ken Byron train, Ken Byron Ventures Verge Engine Overdrive. And it says 80% Virginia, 20% Perique. So that's interesting. Then we also have West's Best Mountains of Madness, Latakia, Virginia, Oriental's Madness. Not sure exactly what varietal madness is, but we shall see when we try this blend later. So that's really cool. And then he also included some nice swan matches, which is nice. I guess these are stickers. Verge Engine Overdrive sticker, and then, I can't get it out of the box. Ugh. West's Best Mountains of Madness sticker. And then also he included some tapered bristle pipe cleaners, which was nice as well. So thank you, Ken. We will be taking a look at these blends in the near future. There are a lot of things in the queue, but we'll try to get to these soon. And then I got a nice little note from a nice guy named Aaron. And Aaron says, Dear Bradley, enclosed for your review and smoking pleasure is an immense Teutonic shaft of ungainly proportions. Teutonic shaft. Although this highly compacted log of Virginia and Perique is of impeccable quality, the lackluster packaging unfortunately leaves much to be desired, both aesthetically and functionally. I'm sorry, I just cannot think or read right now. I recommend decanting this brown cylindrical monstrosity into a suitable jar sooner rather than later. Lastly, if you do not yet know the joys of a fine Japanese kitchen knife, consider equipping yourself with one before attempting the first slice. Thanks and enjoy, Aaron. And he has included this. This giant, as he mentioned, Teutonic shaft. This is Peter Heinrich's Curly Block. Virginia and Louisiana Perique briefly pressed into a thin flake and then rolled and matured with further pressing. I would like to open this and give this a whiff, but I don't want to yet. I want to wait until I guess I'm gonna have to chop it in half and then try to cram it into some jars. But I mean, if you can see that, you can actually see just the huge leaf that this is rolled up in. I mean, this is something. I'm almost tempted to just like treat it like a cigar, but I don't know. That's a good gesture. I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, I'm sure it's not a good idea, but I'm very curious to try this out. It's very cool, and thank you very much, Aaron, for sending this along. And now, what video can you look forward to seeing this week? Well, I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I was browsing around the internet and I saw this American dialect quiz, where basically you can take a quiz, you answer some questions, and it's supposed to be able to pinpoint where you're from in the US based on your dialect, the way you pronounce certain words, the certain or the kind of vocabulary you use. I took 3 different quizzes and I filmed the whole thing, and I thought it was pretty fun and pretty interesting, and that's going to be posting on Wednesday. We're also going to have I think 2 Outer Wilds videos and 1 Minecraft video on the Stuff and Things Plays channel. We got a little lax last week because of the holidays, but we're going to be going to 3 videos a week again next week. And then on Friday, we're not going to have a Stuff and Things Reads video because, again, frankly, just didn't have the time to do that with all the holidays stuff going on. But we will be jumping into a new book soon on Stuff and Things Reads, or in Stuff and Things Reads. And finally, I'm going to talk about watching a television show, which I don't typically do. I don't really watch TV at all, really. I mean, I have a television, but I don't have cable. I don't really subscribe to too many streaming services. I have Netflix. I guess I have Amazon Prime because I have Amazon Prime, but I don't really watch much television. But recently, everyone's been going crazy about the Baby Yoda. It's a meme, everyone's talking about it, and as disenchanted as I have become with Star Wars in my adult life, I loved the original trilogy when I was a kid. I thought it was great. And then when the prequel trilogy came out, I said, this is horrible, and I never want to see these again. And then the new trilogy came out, and I watched the first 2 and said, these are horrible. I don't like these. I haven't watched the 3rd one because I frankly have no interest in it whatsoever. So, and I guess I saw Rogue One, didn't really think that was very good, never saw the Solo movie. So less than a third of all the Star Wars movies that have been out are good. So that would make you think, okay, maybe the series, maybe this IP isn't that great. But as a child, I enjoyed the world building, and maybe it was more my imagination fueling things than anything else. But I decided that since the Baby Yoda is the talk of the town, I decided I would check it out. And I got a little free trial to Disney Plus, and I watched The Mandalorian, all 8 episodes. And it was fun. I actually enjoyed it. And Baby Yoda is adorable. It's ridiculous. It's it's exactly what you would expect. It's a series about a bounty hunter, a Mandalorian. A almost silent protagonist, doesn't have a lot of dialogue. He wears a mask the entire time, voiced by Pedro Pascal. I don't know that he's actually like moving in the costume the entire time. And it basically follows him on his adventures. He is going out to collect a bounty, and the bounty turns out to be a little baby Yoda creature. It's not actually Yoda, but nobody knows what Yoda's species is. And he, of course, I mean, I don't want to reveal the whole plot, but you all know that Baby Yoda exists. And through the course of his adventures, he finds himself becoming attached to this little alien creature. And it all just works. It's kind of gritty, it's kind of funny, it's kind of just, like I said, what you expect, but it does it in a fun way. And it's kind of what Star Wars should be. It shows what a Star Wars story can be if it's actually been planned out by somebody, as opposed to the new trilogy that's just whatever, throwing things against the wall and not really any of it sticking. Like I found the first movie in the new trilogy just to be dreck. I didn't like it at all. The second movie I thought was horrible. From every standpoint, from plotting, from dialogue, I just did not like it at all. And the third movie looks horrible as well, so I'm not going to see it. But this series, if you've been disenchanted with Star Wars, I think it's worth checking out. And you can get a 7-day free trial of Disney Plus. I'm going to cancel it, and so I don't have to pay anything. I just watched The Mandalorian for free. I think it's worth checking out. It's kind of fun, and the Baby Yoda. In spite of myself, in spite of my cynicism, in spite of the fact that I've been sick, and that makes me sort of angry and ornery, the Baby Yoda is cute. It is very, very cute. All right, gang, and now that brings us to hashtag askstuffandthings. And like I said, I only got one question this week. But if you have a question for me and you would like me to answer it on the Sunday Stuff and Things, tweet at SAT Bradley with the hashtag askstuffandthings, and I will do my best to answer your question. Also, if you are a Patreon supporter, you can ask me questions there and I will answer them on the show. Just like Steve Oster did, he says, Bradley, what would you recommend for a good ribbon cut pure or simple blend Virginia? I'm looking for something sweet and savory. I like Samuel Gawith Pure Virginia Flake. I think you mean full Virginia Flake, Steve. But getting the flake ready to smoke is a nuisance. Sorry to say I'm not a fan of the bready Virginias in Elizabethan mixture or Stokeby's luxury navy flake. I only enjoy enough Perique to make things piquant. More than that tends to leave my tongue raw at the end of a big bowl. Thanks, Steve. So you want something sweet with a little bit of Perique and you want a ribbon cut. I would check out some of the, GLP's blends. Stratford isn't as bready as Elizabethan and maybe not as dark, so you may enjoy that. It maybe has a little more sweetness. Maybe Telegraph Hill could be one for you. Maybe some of the Rattray blends like Old Gowrie or something like that. Check some of those out and see what you think. And thank you for the question. Gang, please write some questions in on Twitter. Hashtag askstuffandthings at SAT Bradley. And now, I made it through, but I must end. I need to go take like 80 ibuprofen. I'm not gonna take that many, don't worry. I won't OD, but I need some. But now it's time for the best part of the show. It's the time when we thank our Patreon supporters and shout out the people who have supported the channels at $25 or more a month. Can't thank you enough, especially in this holiday season. People like Glenn, Derek, Cody Striegler, Nathaniel Hills, Kirk Crompton, C.W. Piperman, Ryan McFadin, corbynborbyn, Adam Loveless, MDoftheNorth, Robert Veneris, Ryan Stauffer, and A.J. Hoge. Thank you all so much for being $25 supporters. You earn a shout out and my special thanks. Also, we have the Maniac tier, the crazy people who support the channels at $100 a month. They also get a shout out and a Skype conversation with me every 3 months. People like Peter Straub. Thank you so much, Peter. I hope you're feeling better. Bob Magee. Thank you, Bob. And our good friend, Michael Pilcher. Thank you so much, Michael. It was great talking to you the other week. Gang, if you would like to support the channel, there is a link in the description box below. It is patreon.com/StuffandThingsShow. Your support is much appreciated. I'm trying to get a new camera soon, so hopefully that can happen, and your support will definitely go a long way towards making that a reality. But gang, I hope you had a fantastic holiday week, Christmas, whatever you're celebrating out there in the big world. I hope you have a happy new year this week. I'm going to go lay down for a bit, and then I'm going to hang out with my fiance's brother, and hopefully not annoy him with my sickitude, which is a word. But until next time, until we meet again, I've been your good friend Bradley. You've been the audience. This has been Stuff and Things. I'll see you later. Ugh.